Alright, let's look at the homework 5.1, problem number 10. Alright, so we're going to use the definition of the area to find the area under the curve, which is x cubed, from 0 to 1. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so in this case, if you want to find delta x, so delta x is going to be simply b is 1, a is 0, so 1 minus 0 divided by n. So it's going to be 1 over n. Right, then xi is a, which is 0, plus delta x, which is 1 over ni. So it's going to be just I over n. Alright, we have that. So we can write this guy as, alright, so we have to do, so area A is going to be limit as n approaches infinity. Then you have a summation. I goes from 1 to n. Then you have to have f of xi. So f is x cubed, so it's going to be xi, which is I over n cubed, and multiplied by delta x. Delta x is 1 over n. Right? So we need to evaluate this. So this is going to be, so if you simplify that, you have a limit as n approaches infinity. Then you have a summation. I goes from 1 to n. Right, so you have on the bottom, on top, you have the I cubed. So I'm going to put the I cubed, right? Then I'm going to actually, let's see, I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to move it over a little bit here, right? And here you have on the bottom n cubed, and you have another n, so it's going to be 1 over n to the 4th power, right? So we can put that outside. Oh, actually, I have to rewrite it. 1 over n to the 4th power, right? So we have that, and because it has nothing to do with I, right? But we have a formula here for, this is the same thing as summation. I goes from 1 to n. Then you have a I cubed, because it's going to be 1 cubed plus 2 cubes all the way to n cubed. So that's the formula. So we can use that formula to evaluate this limit. N approaches infinity. Oops. Then you have 1 over n to the 4th. All right, this guy has a formula. N times n plus 1 over 2 squared. All right, so what's this? So this is going to be, all right, so it's going to be 2 squared is going to be a constant. So I'm going to put 1 over 2 squared would be 1 over 4 outside. And you have a limit as n approaches infinity. So you would have, let's see, n squared. And then you have n plus 1 squared over n to the 4th power, right? So we can cancel n squared on top, and then we can cancel n squared, so it's going to be n squared left over, right? So this is going to be, if you rewrite it, 1 over 4, you have a limit as n approaches infinity. All right, so I'm going to write it as this. So I'm going to put it's both squared. I'm just going to put square outside. So n divided by n is 1, plus 1 divided by n is 1 over n. And n is going to infinity, which means that this guy is going to go to 0. So it's going to be 1 squared, so it's going to be 1, and this is going to be 1 over 4. All right, so answer is 1 over 4. All right, so let's type it in. All right, answer we got was, it's going to be I cubed and divide by n to the 4th power, if you simplify that. And then we got the 1 over 4. All right. All right, let's check the answer. All right, I came back and it looks like we got this one correctly. All right, That's it. I hope that this was clear.